Good evening, sweetheart. It's Grandma Jessie, and I'm ready to read Genesis chapter 8 with you. So let's see what happened to Noah. Last we left him, he was in the ark, and it had rained and rained and rained. So let's see if he gets out of it. Chapter 8 of Genesis starts out, it says, "But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and livestock with him in the boat. He sent a wind to blow across the earth, and the floodwaters began to go down." Remember, he had all the animals in the boat with him. They had lions and bears and monkeys and lizards and snakes and ostriches. Ostriches? And rhinoceri. And chickens and goats and pigs and all kinds of animals in there. And verse 2 says, "The underground waters stopped flowing and the torrential rains from the sky were stopped. So the floodwaters gradually receded from the earth. After 150 days, exactly 5 months from the time the flood began, 5 months in a boat with a gazillion animals." I know it stunk in there. Anyway, after exactly 5 months, the boat came to rest on the mountain of Ararat. Then 2.5 months later, so far that's 7.5 months, as the water continued to go down, the other mountain peaks became visible. Now remember, the water was up over all the mountains, like 20 feet above all the mountains. So after another 40 days, so let's see, this is 7.5 months, another 40 days would be 8.5, a little bit more than 8.5 months, Noah opened the window he had made in the boat, and he released a raven. That's a bird. The bird flew back and forth until the floodwaters on the earth had dried up. He also released a dove to see if the water had receded and it could find dry ground. But the dove could not find any place to land because water still covered all the ground. So it came back to the boat, and Noah held out his hand and took the dove back inside the boat. After waiting another 7 days, Noah released the dove again. This time, the dove came back to him in the evening, and it had a fresh olive leaf in its beak. Then Noah knew that the floodwaters were almost gone. He waited another 7 days, and then he released the dove again. And this time, it didn't come back. Noah was now, guess how old he was? He was 601 years old. On the first day of the new year, 10.5 months after the flood began, the floodwaters had almost dried up from the earth. Noah lifted back the covering of the boat and saw that the surface of the ground was drying. 2 more months went by. Wow. 10.5 months, and then 2 more months, so 12.5 months, and at last the earth was dry. They were on the ark for a year, more than a year. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you, you and your wife and your sons and their wives, Release all the animals, the birds, the livestock, the small animals that scurry along the ground, so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth. So Noah, his wife, and his sons, and their wives left the boat. And all of the large and small animals and birds came out of the boat, pair by pair. That is really cool. They were on the boat for a year, and they still came out pair by pair. That means a male and a female. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and there he sacrificed as burnt offerings the animals and the birds that had been approved for that purpose. And the Lord was pleased with the aroma of the sacrifice and said to himself, I will never again curse the ground because of the human race. Even though everything they think or imagine is bent towards evil from childhood, I will never again destroy all living things. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night. And that's the end of chapter 8. So God promised that he's not ever going to do that again. He's not ever going to send a flood to destroy the world, no matter how bad people got. And they're still bad. But God is good. So, anyway, I hope you sleep good, and I love you very, very, very much, and I love reading with you. So, I will talk to you later. Good night, sweetheart. Love you.